What's up, everyone? Good morning. Yeah. All right. So, just as quickly as I was able to do the announcement that we actually have drop dates for the Morgan and Peace dollars, more information has come to light. Of course, I'm not the first person to break this. There's probably a good half a dozen or so other content creators that have broken the specific news when it comes to the price of these things and a bunch of the other information. And we'll probably do a quick recap of some of that. But man, there was so much. I'm surprised there was a lot of negativity revolving this particular release. This is supposed to be kind of like a once in a lifetime release for a lot of folks. Stuff that we don't normally see coming out of the U.S. Mint. And yeah, surprisingly, there are a lot of people are really down on this product. Not because of the overall product itself, but because of everything else. You know, the ordering, the website crashes and issues that we know is going to happen on the US Mint website. These are all foregone conclusions. But, you know, what's that good old saying? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? You got to put the time and effort into it. You got to invest the money into it. If you don't do it, it'll never come to fruition. But things in this world, all right, are not resistant to change, right? We see change just happening all day long, every day, every week, every month. And the US Mint, the actual money system, the product that you order from them, man, there's just so much stuff going on. But there is one thing in particular that was not ever talked about by some of my counterparts. By the way, I loved Spectacular's presentation on everything, all the new information release on this product. But we're going to talk about that toward the end of the video. It's going to be important because it's going to probably shape the way the US Mint sells product in the future. Now, there are a few just undeniably shocking things that have been released in the last 24 hours. So let's go ahead and get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go into the product schedule for 2021 and, of course, go down to the Morgan and Peace release coins in May, starting in May, right here. And look at that, guys. We actually have official photos or, you know, computer-generated mock-ups, if that's more appropriate, of each coin. A lot better than the ones I posted on my thumbnail, by the way. They look good. I mean, they look more proof than anything else based off of these images. I mean, you know, fantastic. A lot of what we know and love from the original Morgan dollars is actually carrying over to this faithful 100-year centennial release. But all in all, simply great. And I think it was one of the other guys that had mentioned that the privy mark should go where the mint mark usually had gone on the original OG series. And sure enough, they did that in huge fashion. You know, the privy mark looks just like a CC mint mark, if it's not for the raised kind of oval bevel that it sits on to give it the incuse look. I think is a really nice touch. I'm so glad that they elected to choose that spot. And I was praying by the grace of God that they would do that sort of thing, as opposed to like putting it in front in this field area, which would not be good. But here we go. So the coins are not quite 1 troy ounce. They are 0.858 troy ounces, 999 fine. Kind of expected that. Let's see, we have a product limit of 175,000, and I believe that carries over to every single one of the coins on the list, including the Peace dollar. Here's a shocker. Household limit of 25. Holy jeez. Really? Yeah. The 175,000 will not last very long. So, some people have said, oh, by the way, this is the big one, $85. Who would have thought for the CC privy? I was like, yeah, this thing's going to be $100 to $200. No. Man, the US Mint continues to just shake down some serious kind of like wow factor, some surprises along the way. $85 release on this coin is outstanding. It's not what I expected. So there is a difference between mintage limit and product limit. Okay, so the product limit says 175,000. Okay, and the real reason why that is they have X amount, like a total, a finite amount that they're going to produce of each and every single one. Let's say, for argument's sake, that this number is 300,000. I'm just throwing this out there. And by the way, the mintage figures that or the product limit figures that we're seeing on here is relatively close to the numbers I had talked about, although the CC and O privy coins are a little bit on what I thought to be the high side. But once we see the household order limit, it kind of counterbalances, because I have a feeling that you're going to see a lot of like secondary coin dealers online, eBay folks, begin to do pre-sales. But I think the US Mint had caught on to that, and they're doing something that's one up better than all that. And that's the big thing that I want to talk about toward the end of the video. But they have 175,000 of each one of these coins that's going to be released through the course of three release dates, 3 weeks, and 175,000 for singular pieces is what they set aside. Now, what happens to the other balance of it? Well, more than likely they're going to probably assemble kind of unique sets. So they'd probably do like a 6-coin set. That'd be cool, right? They might even do a set with the Morgan Philadelphia only coin and the Peace coin and the new the incoming new reverse Silver Eagle, and maybe that older reverse Silver Eagle. You never know. All in one set. That'd be pretty cool. At this point, it's all speculative, but we do know for a fact that they have other plans to release some unique sets later on. Okay, that's not figured into the equation for the actual mintage limit or the product limit of this singular coin right here. So what is really crazy is the household order limit of 25. Never in my wildest dreams or imagination that I would see that number for this specific coin. If this had a release of a product limit of 500,000 pieces, I would say, okay, 25 is very, suitable for that. For 175,000, I would figure 5 at the most. I mean, come on, let's get serious here. 25 is what's deterring a lot of people right now, and that's where a lot of the negativity stems, because when we see $85 entry price for this singular coin with the CC privy, it is kind of a bargain. I mean, let's be honest. Compared to some of the other products that are like $100 to $200 that you could buy out there, and again, a generational release by the US Mint, this is something truly extraordinary. The thing that scares a lot of people is the 25. Because, they've had crappy success trying to order these coins in the past, from the V75 to the 2019S Enhanced Reversed, to even going back to the 30th anniversary or whatever it is back in 2016. There are a lot of coins that people have missed out on because their internet speed and their computers can't quite measure up to the actual the website flood of just orders going in and out of this thing. And it stinks. It really does. Because you're going to have a lot of people ordering that max limit. Because the CC privy and the O privy coins are going to be the first introductory coins to open up this spectacular 6-coin series, these are going to sell at the fastest. Because of the CC Mint and O privy coins, which are two non-operational mints when it comes to US Mint type of production. Wow. Yeah, these two are going to sell out probably within 5 minutes. With the 25 household order limit, the 175,000 product limit, these two are assuredly going to be the first ones to go. All right, so that's the CC. You got the O privy, okay, that has the same product limit, and I believe it has the same price. So I'm just going to go ahead and double check. Sure enough, $85. Product limit 175K and household at 25. So let's go down here to the D mint. Same thing, $85 entry. We have 175K, 25. Same thing, mid mark right there, as you can see on that blow up. It's very much as small as the 1921 Morgan mid marks, the S and the D. They're really tiny, which is cool. I like the fact that they replicated just the overall minute scale of the mid mark of the outgoing 1921 Morgan dollars. And same with the S mint as well. $85, 175K, 25 HH. Mid mark, tiny as ever. 858 Troy ounce, Trip 9 fine. And then we get here to the last two releases, which are going to be the Philadelphia generic. I call it generic, but it's just going to be a Philadelphia no mint mark Morgan. And then the piece variant, which is crazy because, again, there are no other variants other than that 2021 piece. So that's going to be kind of like the one to keep an eye out on. But again, same things hold true here. $85, 175, 25. And this one does not have any sort of mint mark at all, as you would expect for a Philly minted Morgan. That'll show. All right, and then finally the piece dollar, which I'm digging the mock-up. They've replicated what I feel like is the 1921 high relief type. And check out the strike. You could see actual hair, whereas the 1921 piece dollar back in the day had a really tough time of capturing and striking just the hair details. As a matter of fact, finding a 1921 with strong hair details is quite rare, and people actually do pay a heck of a premium for those. But this original Anthony De Francisi original art looks spectacular. According to the photos, it looks like it's got kind of like a proof kind of finish to it. I'm hoping not. I hope it's just either kind of like a regular circulated strike or burnished. I think that'd be great. The only difference here is we have a product limit of 200,000. So they jumped it up by 25K because it is a singular coin with no other variants involved. $85, same price. All right, so here is the deal. This is what the U.S. Mint is doing, and they are beating everybody else to the punch. Not saying that you're not going to see some secondary market kind of pre-sale type stuff, but people are really upset. Did you guys check out this last little bit of text? Right here, product shipments will begin in October, which means you order it now in May and early June, and you won't see this product for 4 months. That's what's pissing off a lot of people. Pardon my French. It's like, we're going to give them, let's say you decide to order one coin and you're going to max out the order limit at 25. That's like $2,400. You're going to pay $2,400, and let's say you're not this big conglomerate, evil corporate dealer online or whatever that buys max of everything, and then they're going to have their brother's uncle, buy max everything as well, so that way they have like hundreds of coins on tap. Let's say you have this one, let's use me as an example, because I'm not rich, I'm not independently wealthy. We do just okay. But let's say I had $2,400 to spend. Well, I successfully had locked up 25 units of the piece dollar at $2,400, but the money is out. It's gone. It's spent. And now, sorry, that's my dog. Even he agrees. Now, all that money's tied up till October till we get the product. And then when it gets here to your house, to your place of business, and then comes the daunting task of either A, listing it raw, or sending it out to PCGS or NGC. There's really only two options to the thing. What do you do at this point? And I got to thinking, that sucks. But do you know what this is? This is the first time the US Mint had ever implemented a pre-sale. What if the Morgan and Peace dollar was really originally meant to release in the fall time? Have you guys thought about that? So think of this as a pre-release. This is exactly what it is, but it's not said on there. It just says the product shipments will begin in October. This is truly straight up a pre-release event. You want it? We're going to sell it right now. Now, the reason why that they've elected to do the pre-release sales, and by the way, again, I am going to stress, this is the first time in however many years the U.S. Mint has been operating on a secondary market fashion, selling presets and all this other stuff. This is the first time that they've implemented a pre-sale. But it's not said on there other than the fact that they're going to release these coins in October. It's a 4-month away, you know. So everybody else does pre-sales. You see pre-sales all the time on eBay. You see pre-sales all the time on things other than coins. You see it quite often in the sports card market. People want to buy like sealed hobby boxes of like the next big basketball release or football or whatever the case may be. You go on your big kind of like sports card website, warehouse stores, and you do a pre-release. It'll say releasing on June 20th or whatever for this specific product, but it's available for pre-sale right now. You go on there and you buy it up. That's what the U.S. Mint's doing. I think execution-wise, they should have put this is a pre-sale event rather than saying, oh, we're going to ship these in October. Customer service-wise to its clients, people will understand that a little bit better. So why did they choose the end of May, early June to do this? Well, it's real simple. They probably looked at their product schedule, seeing as how it's going to be a very product-rich kind of year with the brand new ASC coming out, with the new reverse design, plus all the other bunch of little knick-knack craps that's going to come out as well. This is probably their kind of like dead zone. All right. They probably have nothing really to offer the end of May into June. So they looked at the calendar like, well, we have this pretty sizable gap of about probably 4 to 5 weeks where we have really nothing to offer. Maybe we'll spit out another, some sort of 4th of July set or, a commemorative birthday set or something like that, something generic. And they've looked at the calendar like, hey, you know what? We can do a pre-sale event for these 3 weekends. It'll fill up kind of like that slot of time in our product release calendar. And then, we could go ahead and release these, after they're all produced. Because again, it's going to be an incredibly busy year for the U.S. Mint product-wise. And this is just another thing right here. I mean, who would have thought? So that's really what all this is about, is it's a pre-sale event. Now, the one thing that you should get upset about is going to be that 25 household limit. Some people will love to order just the 25. They'll order 25 of each coin, all 6 releases, that's like $15,000. But if you have the ability to do that, just imagine how much money you'll make at the end. You'll probably 3 or 4x your money. Real simple. I mean, these coins, obviously you're going to want to send these out to the graders. There would be no reason not to if you're trying to maximize the amount of money. So if you have the ability, you have the cash flow, you got the capital, this would be a great thing to do. Like I said, the key to your success is going to be hit the remind me button and then go ahead and plug in your information. So that way you get the instant notification, and then you just tap onto the link and it takes you right to checkout. You just plug in your quantity and then check out, as opposed to going into the site and then into product schedule 2021 and then into the link for the product. And then that's where people bog up, that's where a lot of folks can't check out. Whereas with that remind me function, it allows you to just take you directly to the checkout screen, and then you just go ahead and check out as if nothing ever happened. And that's what a lot of people are doing. You guys don't know the secret to that sauce, that success, but that's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. So if you look at it that way, I firmly believe that probably because May and June, I think the product was because they were talking about fall release anyways last year. So to see this in May and June just felt a little funny, and then come to find out, based off of all the other information from my counterparts on live coin Q&A and all that, that this was going to be something that was going to ship out in October. I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. What they're doing is a pre-sale. This is their first attempt. And it essentially blocks a lot of like secondary eBay activity for pre-sales because, yeah, you could order it, lock it in, but you have to order it first and lock it in before you promise to, do another secondary kind of sale on eBay at a much higher inflated price. And that people are going to be pre-selling already PCGS Proof 70s or Mint State 70s or whatever these are going to be. And then that's it. But that's what I wanted to talk about, is that no need to get your feathers ruffled. I gave you guys a couple little hints on how you could streamline the process of checking out with these things. It's incredible. This is going to be an incredible release with huge ramifications come this fall, where typically we see a ramp up in the coin market anyways. So for when people receive these coins this fall, they're going to be worth so much exponentially higher than what their release price is. I would not be surprised that obviously these things are all going to sell out within a day or two. And then this fall, there's going to be a lot of FOMO. There's going to be a lot of fear of missing out. People are going to want to jump on the bandwagon. They're like, well, I got to get me one. Well, there's a Proof 70 or a Mint State 70 available that someone sold and it's locked in and, all that great stuff. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And at the end of the day, you're like, wow, I just spent $700 on one coin. But that's just the way it goes. I think the U.S. Mint, again, continues to surprise a lot of people. They're doing a lot of things that typically they don't ever do. And again, David Ryder said he is going to be implementing a lot of change to keep up with the times. And offering this pre-sale event from May 24th to June 7th is going to be one such step toward kind of modernizing the U.S. Mint system and its coinage. Something in which that's been long antiquated for a while. But anyways, this is going to be an exciting event. I have to do some math and sit down and see how many of these I could afford each and just go for it. See what I could do and then go from there. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to go ahead and do it for today. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, on eBay, there are no pre-sales of this. In spite of the fact that official release dates and price has been introduced, there is nothing. There's a lot of like generic secondhand kind of like bullion crap on there. But yeah, nobody's jumping in for a pre-sale. Nobody's ballsy enough to put one up, and with good reason. I wouldn't do it right now, because you never know. They might drop the household limit before release to like 10, and the U.S. Mint does listen to its customers. They have a Facebook group, and the more people that complain, they will make changes as necessary. But anyways, this is going to be a big one. You guys strap in your belts, have a seat, and get ready for a quick, fast ride, because these coins right here, everybody is going to be going for them. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your day. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm Sean with Blue Ridge. And Coinaholics, we are discovering together COVID flare-ups. Anyways, that's going to go ahead and do it. You guys take care. Have a good one. And I'll see you on the next coin video. So long.